and I've always heard this is the definitive best first EDF. I can now confirm I 100% agree with everybody that has said that. If you have been wanting to get into 6S EDFs, the time is now. Pilots, you asked for it. This is the version 2 Avanti. It comes with the same power system as the all-new Cougar. This thing is rock solid. I have been loving this, flying it all day. I cannot wait for you guys to get your hand on it. And this is the new paint scheme that was voted by you over on our Facebook community and Hobby Squawk forum. This was the paint job everybody chose. As you can see, it is looking awesome. It does now come with a pilot, a clear canopy, and I have been having a blast with it. Now, without further ado, let's get this over the runway. After the flight, we'll go over all the specs and features of that new model, and we will show you around it. So, let's get it out here. All right, pilots, here we are. I know you always want to see if one can take off from the grass. Today we're here in Mulberry, and we just mowed it, so here we go. Taking off from the grass, the Avanti has no issue. Woo! And look at that new power system. Holy cow, do that with any other 80mm jet. I took off and went straight vertical. Gear flaps. Dude, this new power system, holy cow, does it sound good? That 12-bladed fan. I love this airplane. And it's a solid 15 to 20 mile an hour, no gyro, and this thing is so locked in. I cannot get over it. It feels like it has one in it. Of course, you could always put one in it. Oh. The power is intoxicating on this airplane. Power to 0, glide path. Flaps coming out. Let's go for a slow pass. Flaps to full. I cannot get over how nice this is. This is actually my first Avanti I've ever had. I've flown a few at fly-ins and stuff, and I've always heard this is the definitive best first EDF. I can now confirm I 100% agree with everybody that has said that. If you have been wanting to get into 6S EDFs, the time is now. This is the plane. Holy cow. That's quarter throttle just kind of rocking around here. Like, holy cow. 0 power and vertical. Look at the performance of this airplane. I cannot get over that new motor. Let's go touch and go. We're gonna hit the pavement on this one. Yes, it could do it in the grass, but we have this beautiful 600-foot runway. Let's use it. Look at it stop. Oh my gosh. I cannot get over this plane. Gear up, flaps up. And it does a wicked knife edge. Oh my gosh, I love this airplane. I'm not just saying that because I work here. I mean, I really do love this plane. Oh, and it flies so good inverted too. Yep, I see why everybody said this is the best. I completely get it now. And it's super windy, like I said. And this thing is just so solid. want one flat roll before we go here. Oh my gosh. I cannot get over how good this flies. Look at it. There's your stop. Hiya. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to come by for a gear pass and then come in full stop. Let's see. Grass or runway? I'm going to go runway. We have it. It will handle the grass, no issue. There are tons of videos of the older version of this landing in the grass. We'll see. Maybe we'll play it by ear. One notch of flaps. I did full flaps on the last one. Turn it in. 0 power right now. Coasting it down. Cheat the wind a little bit. It's a hair bit cross. A little bit of flare. And reverse now. That new ESC. Look at that. Shoot, I'm getting to be the world's best backwards driver, all these reversing ESCs we've had lately. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how good this airplane flies. All right, let's get this thing over to the bench. Let's give you a look around the new V2 Avanti. So guys, this is the Avanti V2. I hope you enjoyed that flight. I have been just ripping up the sky with this thing. I'm not kidding, this is probably one of my favorite jets I've ever flown. I can't believe I've never had one of the original ones. I know so many people have told me this is the best EDF to start with when you switch from smaller stuff to bigger stuff, or you're coming from warbirds into jets. I have to agree with everybody. This thing is sweet and love it. And the improvements on it have been really great. So let's start going over some of the new aspects of the new Avanti V2. First things off, a little bit more better scale appearance. The airplane actually has a pilot installed in it now, and then the inside of the cockpit is finished out really nicely. As you can see, that really adds a lot up here in the front. The old one just had a smoked cockpit and no pilot, so I really like the way that looks. The Avanti has also had some more reinforced control surfaces throughout. It's kind of hard to show you that part, but they actually did add an extra hinge into the rudder and some different hinges into the ailerons and everything. So it's not just foam hinges on this airplane, they are actually hinged control surfaces. There wasn't also a slight change to the nose wheel deck angle of the airplane as far as how they go. It's another one of those things, it's kind of hard to show you, but it is actually a little bit shorter than the original version, which helps with bouncing oscillations if you were to ever hit that nose wheel. As you can see, I mean, this thing lands like a dream, but hey, not all landings are perfect, so they're trying to design that to help you with that. And as you can see, it is a full suspension landing gear. They actually added a brass sleeve to it also, which helps make it really buttery smooth on this one. Same thing with your rear. They are also suspension struts, as you can see. Yeah. Just like on the older version of the Avanti, it does still have a magnetic nose cone, which works great. Plastic cladded on the end of it, so if you were to lean this up on the wall or anywhere, you're not going to end up tearing up your nose cone. And it's just as simple as clipping that on. Now let's go to the bottom of the airplane for a second and show you another thing that was changed on the version 2. Version 2 has actually had a piece of wood added to this bottom portion here. Now, if you remember the older version, this was all foam, and if you were to accidentally set this on anything, you would damage this section. So what they've done is added a piece of wood all the way down the bottom of this airplane. These are plastic in here and stuff. There's a lot of plastic, but this section right here was kind of notorious for getting damaged. And so, like I said, they added that piece of reinforcement in there to keep that from happening anymore. The nose gear doors have also been reworked to where they close a little bit better and they don't fall off as easy as the original version. And while we're down here on the bottom, let me go on and show you that nose gear. Let me flip it real quick and you can see. Still spring loaded like before, but as you can see, that has a very nice clean look. Really cleans up the bottom of the airplane nicely, and it just works off of those spring loads. So there you go. Beautiful. And then on your mains, they are still trailing link, and they don't have any doors or anything to sequence. They just go up and down like so. You can also see you have your flashing nav light while we're down here on the bottom, and then you also have two green and red lights out on the wing. Let me flip that over. So there's your red light out there on the wingtip, and vice versa. You have the green on this side, and you also have a white strobe on top of the airplane to really help in the evenings to be able to see it. Now, it does not come with an afterburner, but if you want to add one of the Freewing tail flame afterburner to this, you definitely can. It does have the holes on the motor. If you wanted to use the Freewing specific one, it will work just fine with this airplane. It also still has working flaps, all the features that you loved on the old model, just improved overall. And like I said, this paint job looks awesome. This is the paint job that you guys actually picked out. We had a little thing going on the Facebook group and let everybody pick the new paint job, and this was unanimously picked as the one to be the new paint job. So let's get into the battery bay and check out a battery report for you real quick. I am flying this on the 5,000 milliamp Admiral pack. Another thing I went on ahead and did once I get this battery loose is I moved my battery strap so it came in the back location here, and I actually moved mine to the center holes. There's actually a front hole, a center, and then if you wanted to add other ones. But if yours comes here, I went on ahead and moved mine up here for a 5,000. And as far as the CG goes, now you can see that battery bay, it actually has CG marks out here on the wings now. This is another one of those improvements on version 2. And I have been balancing right to those CG marks, and this thing is rock solid there. I mean, rock solid. All right, let's get that battery report now. Set that down for just a second. This is the Admiral 50C pack. 376 a cell, or 15%. Now I'm sure we have that flight timer down in the corner, but this is that new Cougar power system, and man, this thing has been so efficient. I've been flying over every time. I set my flight timer to 3 minutes and 30 seconds of useful throttle, but almost every single flight I'm coming down at like 4.5, because I overfly it almost every time. Well guys, this is the all-new Avanti V2. I hope you enjoy this. For guys that loved the version 1, I know this one's going to be super popular again. I'm so happy to see it staying around and getting this nice update. I like the paint job way better now, and I know a lot of you are going to also. All right, guys, so remember, whether it's land, sea, or air, motionrc.com has everything you want. We will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.